Hello, Facebook family. This is an all call for support of the inmates that are in Hobbs, New Mexico Geo Group Private Prison here in New Mexico. There's anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000. I'm still trying to confirm numbers of the men that are being housed there right now. But right now in Hobbs prison in New Mexico, they've been on lockdown for a week and a half, close to 2 weeks. I'm still trying to confirm the exact day they went into lockdown, but it was at least 1.5 weeks ago. There's major human rights violations happening right now in Hobbs prison. Not only are they locked down and barred from the outside world, but they're not getting any phones. They're not getting any mail in or out. There's no visits, and families who are calling concerned are only being told, some are being told, oh, it's a security threat. Others are being told that it's just a lockdown. Some of them won't answer any questions. So that's where we're at. We have some families who have been calling the administration all week last week, wondering with concerns because the last messages that we got from our inmates that are in Hobbs, and this is a collective that I put together from all of the different families that I've spoken to that are concerned, is that the conditions of confinement right now are so bad and so significant that the inmates were getting ready to riot because they're messing with their commissary. They have issues where they were getting 1 roll of toilet paper for only 2 weeks. Grown men who were sick were being subjected to this. They're not getting showers. They're doing group punishments where if one person's in trouble, the entire facility is being punished. So there's those things happening. And then we've also learned that they're putting their food trays on the floor and sliding them under the doors. And the food's not even fully cooked. So they're also starving. Right now, they're starving. They don't have any commissary, and they're starving, and they're feeding them like dogs. They're putting their food on the ground and sliding it under the door. That opens you up to so many diseases. Anybody who understands food service, you don't put food on the floor. You don't do that. So there's significant human rights violations there. People are being denied medical. People are being denied access to the law library. The other inside word that we've gotten is that possibly that the warden is under investigation by the administration, that there's a PREA call out on him. If anybody doesn't know what that means, there's sexual assault allegations that were reported against the warden there, and that I guess there's some kind of an investigation going on, which does not make sense as to why the inmates are being punished if the warden is misbehaving. So we know that some inmates have been being pulled out for that investigation and being questioned. But the other big thing that happened is we know that at least two different transports came out of Hobbs in the last couple of days of inmates who were taken out of there. They're in RDC Los Lunes, which is classification, and they've been stripped of everything. They're stripped down. They have no property, and they're segged down right now in RDC. The 2 shipments of men who came from Hobbs, that's the conditions that they're in right now in RDC Los Lunes. They weren't given a write-up, which is due process according to the policy of DOC. They did not get due process. They did not get a write-up, and they were told that they were being sent to the level 6 facility for intensive supervision. So level 6, if anybody doesn't understand what that is, that's a solitary confinement, is level 6. Solitary confinement. So these 2 shipments of men are being sent to solitary confinement under the worst conditions we offer here in the prison industrial complex in New Mexico, and they don't even know why. They weren't even given a write-up. They weren't told anything. They were snatched up, put in transport, and sent to RDC, stripped down, and are right now locked down with no property. So there's some really significant human rights violations that are going on right now in the prison system in New Mexico. So we have a crisis going on in Hobbs, New Mexico prison, where there's anywhere from 1,000 to 3,000 men, I'm confirming the numbers still, that are still in Hobbs, who are having their food put on the floor and like dogs. They are starving, who have been completely cut off from the entire outside world. No mail, no phone, no visitation. And we have a facility and an administration who won't give us any answers about our loved ones who are in there. And I'm not speaking just for me. I'm speaking on behalf of all of the dozens of families that I've been networking with this week to try to get a handle and a hold on what's going on. So we're going to be sending out a media press release. I encourage everybody, please call the media. Tell them you have concerns about Hobbs Prison, that there's human rights violations going on. You have concerns about human rights violations that are happening in RDC Los Lunas in classification. And we need to get to the bottom of what's going on. These are humans. These are humans. These are family members. These are people's brothers and fathers and uncles and husbands. These are people that are important. They're humans. And I don't care what a person's initial crime is. Nobody is supposed to be treated like this. These are major human rights violations and direct violations of the policies of DOC and of law. And I hope any attorneys who get wind of this can help us with organizing a massive civil rights lawsuit on behalf of the inmates who are suffering right now. Because these are major, major violations. I need everybody, please tune in, please pay attention. I'm going to be posting the phone numbers of all of the administrators in Santa Fe who have control over this, including Susana Martinez, who actually a year ago gave an award to this warden, who's now we found out is under investigation and who is committing human rights violations. Thanks a lot, Susana Martinez, the governor from fucking hell. I'm going to hold all these people accountable. I don't care. And I'm going to be listing all of their phone numbers, and anybody who stands in solidarity with us, anybody who's willing to be an ally to us or an accomplice with us in this fight for humanity. I encourage you to please help us make phone calls this week, and please help these people who have no voice, that are behind the walls, that are being punished and tortured horrifically. These are not conditions that a human can withstand. We have to understand what's happening right now in the masses. So please pay attention. Please help us make calls this week. We'll be posting media contacts as well as government contacts so that you can help us with the reach out. Please, we encourage everybody to stand with us. These are major human rights violations happening right now at the Geo Group prison in Hobbs, New Mexico. These are humans. These are your community, whether you like it or not. These are humans, and nobody deserves to be treated the way these humans are being treated right now. This is not supposed to happen here. Thank you for listening.